Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you, make sure you hit the subscribe button below with the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing over on my YouTube channel. If you're watching on my Facebook, make sure you swing by my YouTube channel and subscribe for all of the other videos, my tarot scopes, and all the other videos that I share over on the channel. So we are going to talk about this week's energy, and you know, we're off to a really interesting Mercury retrograde, but like, are we really surprised at this point given where everything has been going throughout this year? There's so much happening, guys, and hi Joy, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys say hi if you're watching, and we have a lot going on, right? And so I always know, if I didn't know when it was Mercury retrograde, I would know because I know what my phone looks like, and my phone is pretty much blowing up with everything that people have going on, and this can be a pretty challenging time. So I think that we have to be really mindful though of, again, and I talked about this last week, what retrograde is. It is an opportunity for us to recognize the things that we have to work on, the things that we're meant to be working on right now. Hi Christine, nice to see you on here. So the things that we're meant to be working on right now, the things that we kind of our unfinished business, right, will come to the surface. And that's what's happening now. And we're having that happen on a individual level, but we also have that happening and have had that happening on a collective level, where we are recognizing what systems need changing. We're recognizing where, there needs to be more kindness. We're recognizing where things need to be changed. So I want you to take a step back and recognize all of this for what it is, because if we stay on the surface level of the problems that are showing up in our life, of the problems that are showing up for the collective, number one, we could feel absolutely terrified, but number two, we can find ourselves just feeling really emotional, really stuck, really upset, really in the struggle. And so I want you to think about rising above the struggle and recognizing it all for the illusion that it is. I'm watching these conflicts that are happening for people, and there's some stuff that you might be feeling is really important to you, right? But we're fighting over a lot of stuff that at the end of the day isn't, I don't want to say it's not that important, because I know that it's important to people, but we have to really take a step back and recognize it for the illusion that it is, and stop being in conflict with each other, and start recognizing that at the end of the day, we really are all one. We really are all in this together. I loved at the beginning of when we all were starting to go into quarantine and stuff, that people really were very much, so much more in this energy of we're all in this together. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take a step back, and I want you to recognize the ways that things are happening in such a way that are, if there were some kind of a master manipulator at work behind the scenes, okay, take a step back and recognize that things are being presented in such a way that it is attempting to divide us. And so I think that division is absolutely the very thing that could lead to a lot more struggle, a lot more difficulty than we need here. And so what we want to make sure that we're doing is that we're not allowing it to divide us, that we're not allowing these things that, while they might seem important, are very surface level, and we're recognizing that we need to rise above, that we need to love one another, that we need to have compassion for one another, either way. Anyway, this is just really important. So I want you to just start to recognize that. And then I want you to take a step back, and I want you to recognize the things that are happening in your life. And I want you to ask yourself, what is this about? What is this trying to teach me? What is this? If this were a story, if this were a game, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing differently here? What is it that I'm supposed to be learning here, getting here? Like, what is it that I'm that I'm being shown, that God's trying to show me here? And when you take a step back, it kind of takes a little of the emotion out of it, right? And it takes some of just the other, it takes us out of our human and it takes us into our soul. And we really need to be operating from that soul perspective. Right now, what is so important is that we are doing everything and anything to bring ourselves into the light. And so the conflict has to go. The stressing over each little teeny tiny thing has to go. And that's really hard right now, right? Because there's a lot of challenge being set up. There is a lot happening. And that was my post today, was talking so much about staying in the vision, continuing to go after the vision, even when it seems like there are all these barriers that are just showing up in the vision. And part of that comes with shifting your mindset. I can remember there was a day that I had connected with the angels, and my question was, why is life so hard? And the answer that I got really was pretty surprising to me. So as I connected with that, they showed me this in a meditation. And as I connected with that, I was shown all these souls on the other side. And there was such a celebration of these souls because these souls were coming to earth. And so as I tried to understand that, I was shown that coming to earth is a privilege, and it's not something that every single soul gets to experience, especially during this time, especially while our planet is ascending. And so all of these souls that were coming here at that time were very excited because they got to be a part of the earth. Is really the Ivy League of soul learning, okay? It is huge. And so it was a celebration. And I think when we can think about it like that, as hard as it is, as many challenges as we go through, we can recognize the way that our soul is being shaped, the way that we are learning, the lessons that we are learning. All of this is happening for us in order to help elevate our souls, in order to allow us to have the experience of watching a planet ascending. And if you don't think that our planet is ascending, keep watching, because what we are working toward is a golden age, and we have to watch these systems fall. We have to watch people struggle until we figure it out, that at the end of the day, we all have to learn how to love each other better, and we all have to learn how to let go of the fear, and we all have to learn how to rise above the surface level bullshit. So this is what we're learning right now. This is the bigger lesson. And how are you learning that in your day-to-day life as well? And how are you learning how to love bigger and connect harder? So I want you to think about all of that, and don't buy the lie of everything that is being presented to you, especially by the media. In fact, if I were you, I would just shut it off. It is not doing you any good. Yes, it's okay to be connected on some levels, but I'm hearing from people how they're spending hours and hours and hours watching this, and it's not doing you any good. In fact, I think if you must, a quick check-in is really all you need. And at the end of the day, you want to let your intuition be your source for the decisions that you're making and for the path that you're taking. And there's so much fear that's just being projected out to us right now. Don't buy the lie, disconnect from it, take your space, go within. We're in retrograde. This is a time to go within. This is a time for us to meditate more, to listen to our soul more, to balance more, to just let ourselves rest, connect with the messages that we need to connect with the decisions that we need to make, the choices that we need to make moving forward, and to connect ultimately with clarity. You're probably not going to feel wildly clear right now, but you will. You'll have some clarity on the other side of this Mercury retrograde. You might not like it. It might mean that you have to make some changes or some shifts, but you will have some clarity, and understand that whatever that clarity is, it's meant to help you, and it's meant to put you on your best life path. So I'm going to also show these cards that are just really in alignment with everything that we're connecting with today. But the first one is the Four of Fire. And this to me is about, the Four of Fire is about abundance, it's about happiness, it's about being happy with your home circumstances, being happy with your life, feeling like you have a solid foundation underneath you. And I would say that probably a lot of people are feeling like this is all being kind of threatened right now. So I feel like this card is really showing up saying, listen, this is what you're working on right now. You're creating the solid foundation for your life, and know that this is coming, and know that if you can see beyond all of the little stuff that's happening, this is what's happening. This is what you're developing. And so good things are arriving right now, but good things will continue to arrive. And we are really working toward these beautiful, abundant, happy times. And so we have to trust that. I think that trust is incredibly key right now for navigating these times. The next card that we have here is the King of Water. Keep your heart open. Have some compassion. Where are you so focused on being right that you're not having compassion for other people in this experience? Where are you so focused on protecting yourself that you are actually sealing yourself off from people who care for you, or from experiencing this world and all of the beauty that exists within it? Keep your heart open, focusing on opening your heart, focus on being more vulnerable, focus on just being open to the experiences that are coming your way, and understand that you don't have to protect yourself because you are always being protected. We come here not by ourselves, but with an entire spirit team that is helping to keep us safe, helping to protect us, and helping us on this journey. So open your heart and ask your angels to help keep you protected, to help you to know when you need to set a boundary, or when you need to step away from something, because sometimes we do need to step away from connections that we have. I think that's a huge part of the energy that's happening right now. And that brings me to the Lover's card, right? We're making choices. And oftentimes the Lover's card is about two things. And this might be about choosing yourself, or choosing to stay in a relationship that you know is no longer serving you. Or this might be about choosing between two directions that you're considering going on. And when the Lover's card shows up upright, this is about, or this could even be choosing between two people, right? But when the Lover's card shows up, this is about listening to your intuition. Your intuition knows the best decision for you, but it's not going to be an easy decision, and you can take your time. This is also about taking your time to make a decision, especially during Mercury retrograde. We want to make sure that we take our time. The next card that we have here is balance, right? Take your time to find balance. Whatever area of your life that you need to be balancing, it's time. It's time to give that attention. It's time to put some energy into that, and to make sure that you are as balanced as possible. This is part of creating that solid foundation for your life, right? Is finding that balance. So make sure that you do that. The Five of Fire. You're going to be pulled in a lot of different directions. People are going to need a lot from you, or you're going to have, want different things. Sometimes this energy is like, I know that I need to do this, what's best for me, but I also struggle to do it. I struggle to make this change, or I struggle to set this boundary, or whatever this is. So you're conflicted within yourself. I know it's best for me, but that's also really hard. Make sure that you're making decisions that are best for you. Or maybe there's something that people are wanting from you that you want to say no to. This is an important time to make sure that you're saying no when it's not in alignment with you or what you want or your best life. Or maybe you're just tired, right? Maybe you just need to go home, and you're being asked to do something. Go home if that's what you need. That's such a Mercury retrograde energy, is we need to just get some rest. We need to relax. This is also about conflict, which is definitely a Mercury retrograde thing. Again, don't buy the lie. Don't get caught up in the surface level bullshit. Step away. Handle it with as much love as you can possibly handle, or get as much love as you can access, you know, handle it, take the high road as best you can, and you're going to get emotional, you're going to probably be reactive, but at the same time, do your best to take the high road, do your best to speak your truth, do your best to say what you need to say, and then if you need to step away, if you need to set some boundaries, if you need to take some space, make sure that you're doing that. And the last card that we have here is the Nine of Air, and this is a tough energy, right? This is where we're struggling. The card says, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. Be really careful about the energy that you're feeding. Do you want to feed fear or do you want to feed love? Be really careful about where your thoughts are going, because your thoughts create things. So be mindful of that. Pay attention to that. Stop expecting the worst. What if good things are coming into your life? And we have to be really careful that we're not always waiting for that other shoe to drop, or that we're doubting the amazing things that are coming into our life. And we have to just allow it. We have to step back, and we have to understand that we are powerful co-creators, and sometimes amazing things happen and sometimes miraculous things happen, but we have to be open to miracles. We have to allow it into our life. So stop expecting the worst. Stop focusing on the negative and start believing that amazing, miraculous things can and are heading your way. So those are your messages for today. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. If this video connects with you, I always appreciate it if you guys like it, comment, share, whatever connects for you. If you want to learn more about me or about Clarity, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com. I will see you guys soon with another video. Take care, guys.